Guitarist on a budget, you might want to take a look at Firefly Guitars because they have been on fire lately. Not only that, I understand they've got a huge Black Friday drop coming. And I've already shown you the unboxing for this beautiful guitar, so today, let's go ahead and give you the full review. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and yeah, today we're gonna take a look at the FFPR. That's the model number from Firefly Guitars. To my knowledge, they only ship in the US, and every once in a while you'll see one or two models pop up on Amazon in limited numbers, but this one was directly from guitarsgarden.com. I'll put all the links down in the description to their Facebook group and Instagram and everything else so that you can keep track, because they do update you when they're gonna be doing drops, and the stuff that is highly desired sells out pretty quick. Right now on their website, there's only like 3 pages of guitars, but not to worry, because coming up for Black Friday, I understand they've got a huge drop coming, and some of the guitars they've got in there are stuff that I've never seen them do, so that's pretty cool. Real quickly on the efficacy of this, because big word, right? I have people that will say, well, to me, that's not a tribute, it's a direct ripoff. Well, it really isn't, because, okay, so if we look at things like a Gibson guitar, those, they say Gibson right on them. They're purporting to be the actual product, and this is not. Kind of like the fact that every guitar company makes a Strat model, or an SG model, or a Les Paul model, that type of thing. So, I mean, yeah, it does look very similar to the Orianthi Special one. Headstock is different. Of course, it has the Firefly logo. I think you understand what I'm coming from here, especially for people that are on a budget. The Orianthi, I think, was, I don't know, I think if you can find one, they're over $5,000. I checked when I first started looking at this thing. This one, $239. Well, let's get right into it. This guitar has a mahogany body, figured flamed maple top, or we could say veneer, and it has a rosewood fingerboard with these beautifully done lotus vine inlays. This one does not come with locking tuners. It has a bone nut, which I did the hot poker test to, and it didn't melt. And let's go back to these inlays. They are absolutely beautiful. They're lotus inlays with what looks like mother of pearl. And then of course you've got those beautifully done stainless steel ball end frets. And this neck on here was straight as an arrow. I did a tiny adjustment to the truss rod, and I messed around with the saddles a little bit because I was like, well, the action is kind of high. Well, when I started researching about PRS guitars, because I've never owned one, the American-made PRS guitars tend to have higher action on them. And I thought, you know what, maybe let me just play this for a little bit with the action like that. I tend to like them really, really low, but this is playing really nicely. So you know what? After trying to adjust it, I put it right back to where it was, and I'm liking it. Now, speaking of the neck on this is pretty thick. It's not a baseball bat neck like on my Fender Telecaster, but it's thicker than I tend to like. And I'm not a big fan of finished backs of necks. It's fine, but I don't like the stickiness. I like that matte finish, that, you know, satin finish on a neck. That's my preference. But that has not stopped me from playing this guitar, because not only does it look beautiful, but it sounds great, and it's a lot of fun to play. Now, the tremolo system on this one, I'm just not familiar with. I've never used one quite like it. It looks really nice. It's a solid looking tremolo, and it works really good. I mean, you could actually do some pretty deep dives on this. But does it stay in tune? Well, we'll show you in just a minute. And real quickly on this fingerboard, I've never had one that had such an ornate fretboard on it, and I'll tell you about how I got a little bit distracted by the vines. Again, remember, this is 239 bucks. Okay, I've already done the unboxing on this. If you'd like to watch that, there's a link that's popping up right here. But let's go ahead and see how she sounds. So yeah, she is a stunner, absolutely. You know, that thicker neck, it's not that big of a deal. I have guitars with thicker necks. I tend to grab the ones that have thinner necks on them. I like a faster neck. And the action being a little bit higher, I did try to adjust the action a little bit, and I was like, you know what? It feels like it plays better with the action about where it was. So yeah, maybe some guitars, I just need the action to be a little bit higher. It's not like it didn't play well, it seems to play a little bit better. So you got that 3-position switch, 1, 2, 3, all the way back here, that pickup in the middle, both pickups, and up here, the neck pickup. I don't have the tremolo bar on here right now, but I will put it on before we're done here. In my experience so far, using that trem has put it out of tune. And again, it might just be user error because I'm not familiar with this tremolo system. So it may be possible that I'm gonna have to learn how to tweak with it just a little bit. I'm using the Spark 2 amp, and I've got the Spark Link here. Yeah, I mean, I've got the big amps over here, but I've just been having a lot of fun using that Spark 2. I've actually got the Spark Edge that just came in yesterday, and I'm gonna mess around with that, and we'll get that here on the channel as well. Pickup position all the way down, all the way up on the volume, and just a tiny bit, I rolled just a little bit off of the tone for the bridge pickup. it rings out plenty fine. Everything sounds really good. Let's go ahead and we're just going to put this up to the middle position. Go ahead and put it in the neck position now. So yeah, the pickups actually sound really good. I'm surprised that the bridge pickup sounds as tinty as it does. It's a little bit on the high end, you know? Yeah, and you know, listen, I like the sounds of it. Let's do this. Let's go and we're going to put this on clean. Yeah, I mean, it's got a good sound to it. Let's go ahead and go up on this pickup here. Yeah, I really got nothing to complain about the sounds of it. So get used to that thicker neck and a little bit higher action. It's really not that bad. Now, here's the big distraction for me. Looking at this neck, it's, you know, the lotuses are actually placed at the 3rd, the 5th, you know, that type of thing. And they're consistent all the way to the 12th fret. The inlay that's supposed to be on the 17th fret is not exactly where it's supposed to be. That's fine. That's not what messes me up though. The vines in here. This is the first time I've ever had an ornate neck like this. And all those vines in there, well, basically sometimes things that I know how to play absolutely, I'll be like, wait, where am I going here? You know, that kind of thing. So just something to think about. I'm really glad that I got this one, man. She is absolutely beautiful and a lot of fun to play. And she can chug pretty good. Now, I did promise that I'd put this tremolo bar on here and see how that goes, so let's go ahead and put her on. You know, listen, this tremolo, it's a system that I'm not really familiar with, but I like it. Now let's see if she stays in tune, okay? Definitely not, I can already hear. Not too terribly bad, so maybe I don't have a lot of work ahead of me. Yeah, to get this thing to stay in tune. But I tell you what, even if I don't use the tremolo, I'll still be playing this guitar. You know, each one has its own personality, its own life, its own sound, and this one, it has that place for me, so I'm digging it. Yeah, overall, I'm super, super happy with this. Yes, it is made in China, and I know there's a lot of talk about tariffs, so why not get them now while you can? I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with the tariffs and if that will trickle all the way down to smaller things like guitars or if it's bigger things. I don't really know, but at this price point, it's really hard to resist, right? Like I said, they've got a big drop coming up here before the end of the month. I'm guessing probably a Black Friday drop. And some of the guitars that I've seen on their social media are pretty fantastic. So I'm going to put links down there to the Instagram and the, well, a Facebook group that's out there that they give you updates, and some insiders will tell you this is what we think is coming. So, and obviously Firefly has been releasing pictures of some of the ones that they're releasing, some Zakk Wylde models and stuff like that on their Instagram, so you might want to check that out too. So that is my latest from Firefly, and I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and a notification bell. Click both of those. There is a thanks button down below this video if you're so inclined, want to toss a couple bucks my way. It is not inexpensive to run these channels, so every penny counts. Either way, why you're here, and I really, really do appreciate you. Your support just warms my heart. Well, that's gonna do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.